Welcome back to Amsoil Motor Speedway here. Another great night of racing in Superior, Wisconsin. As we pick things up on heat number 2 of the modifieds, back to the prelims. We had feature, prelims, feature, kind of a feature sandwich here tonight. We'll give you the rundown here. Row number 1, car 22E, belonging to Kevin Eder from Ashland, Wisconsin. Next to him, the 95 of Rick Reavert from Superior.
In the second row, the 18A of Landon Atkinson from Little Falls, Minnesota, alongside the number 1 of Scott Heikkinen from Eveleth.
And in the third row, the 67 of Jeff Tardy from Hibbing. Next to him, the 110 of Nikki Rosillo from Duluth, the only girl in the modifieds.
In the fourth row, all by himself, the 11X of Brian Mikkinen from Iron River, Wisconsin.
8 laps to go here on heat number 2. Kelly Esty taking home the first prelim. Who will it be in heat number 2?
A lot of fast cars in this heat to watch also. Kevin Eder always puts on a good show, so does Scott Heikkinen, Rick Reavert. A lot of good drivers. Let's see how this unfolds.
8 laps to go, 8 laps in all. Let's see who will have better positioning tonight, of course, for the feature, the big show, as we like to call it. A lot of high lines on that turn, Chad. It seems like a lot of those guys were going high.
Well, the track's starting to come into its own now after the bout of feature racing and the pure stock preliminaries. Hopefully it'll get a little racier as the evening progresses.
As you mentioned, Kevin Eder, one of the fast drivers here. Oh, all these guys are fast, but Eder out in front with 6 laps to go. He'll take the early lead in front of the rest of the pack here.
Rick Reavert battling for that second spot against Jeff Tardy out of Hibbing. Really going at it.
And Reavert, as soon as you said that, Reavert got really high on that.
Just a little too high. Kind of walk the tightrope up there. If it pays off, you get a lot of speed coming down the straightaway. And if you stumble on that tightrope, it could spell disaster.
Big risk, big reward. As we go by now, halfway through this prelim, the second prelim here in the modified at Amsoil Motor Speedway. Eder still out in front of the rest of the pack here as they go by us. The 67 of Jeff Tardy in the second spot, the 18A of Landon Atkinson in the third spot.
3 laps to go, and Jeff Tardy's got something for Kevin Eder. As he tries to nose under him through turns 3 and 4. We're going to have ourselves a race here at the end of preliminary number 2.
Those two neck and neck as they go by with just 2 laps remaining here in the modified prelim.
Kevin trying to count on horsepower as they scream down that back straightaway into turn number 3. Mr. Tardy holding that low line. It gets him a lot of speed as he comes down the front straightaway. Final lap.
And this should be one heck of a finish. Those guys neck and neck after each turn, especially down the straightaways. Chad, who do you got your money on?
I don't know. Jeff Tardy just drove really hard into turn number 3, but Eder's getting a lot of speed, and he's going to hold on to it. Woo! And he does.
One of the better prelims we've seen here, especially down that final stretch. It seems like the track is finally starting to kind of make its own.
Starting to ripen up.
Second placement to 67, Jeff Tardy out of Hibbing. Third placement to the 18, the youngster out of Little Falls, Minnesota.
Nice clean prelims, that's the way we like it. 8 laps in a row, best way to do that. As we wait for heat number 3, we'll take a quick break. We'll of course have more racing action coming up next.